Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody from your past that's been making it difficult for you because they didn't know how to get over you. They kept coming back around, or maybe even trying to cause issues for you if you were trying to date somebody new. This could be somebody who was trying to mess with your job. They were just doing a lot, okay? And I do think they were desperate to get another chance with you, but something has changed. There's a new variable, and I feel like it's going to benefit you. And it could be that they've met somebody new or they've found a new obsession. But I feel like you're about to be less stressed or kind of like relieved because of whatever this change is for this person. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of Winchanta. I hope you're having a good day. Happy Thursday. Hello, Key Controller. Hello, Peggy. How are we doing today? Hello, Renata. How's Oz doing? If you would like a personal reading, I am happy to help you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box below if I talk too fast for you. And thank you to everyone who's given me feedback. I'm curious if you would be interested in my setting up a membership. I made a post yesterday, and several of you have given me your feedback, and I appreciate that. I'm leaning towards offering a membership for $3.99 a month that would give us some maybe some additional like astrological sign-based readings, have like a monthly chit chat, and give away free readings through the membership. So if that's something that you're interested in, or if you have feedback for me, go check out my community post. But we're going to dive in. Oh, it's too soon for that. What do we want? What do we want? Okay, we're going to go with I think it's called Messages for Mermaids, but I got this so long ago, I can't really remember. I'm sorry, guys. What's up, Lemonade? How are we doing? Oh, I'm so excited for you, Peggy. Round of applause for Peggy. So we've got contemplation, and light. Well, that's better than I was expecting. This could be someone who's been a bit toxic, a bit of a drama queen, someone who, if they walked in the room, you'd be like, oh, what's next? What's going to happen now? Maybe this person's actually dealing with the issues that made them codependent or struggle with intimacy or jealous. This is somebody who might be actually going through some introspection. Huzzah. I support that. That's the thing, is we got to be careful with tarot readings. Sometimes the invitation is there to make things like good versus evil, right? But the thing is, it's not that simple. We are all on a journey, and it looks to me like somebody who might have been pretty toxic is now kind of thinking about whether or not it's time for a change. This is the Edgar Allan Poe tarot. I like it. Hello, Redbeard. How are you doing? Hello, Laura. How are you? So, this is so great. Okay. Here I was all ready for like some juicy, scandalous, wild, crazy stuff happening to your ex, but I guess some of you are going to have potentially an encounter with your ex and find out that they really have done that healing work, or you may be hearing about it from someone else. But this is just a little heads up that somebody who may have been like kind of causing you some issues, or every now and then would send you like a lame text, I feel like they're actually working on it. Hello, Pharaoh. How are you doing? But I love this. So keep in mind the Queen of Swords The Queen of Swords has the Ace of Cups, not necessarily because they are getting a love offer or making a love offer. This can be about taking care of yourself, self-care. I feel this is the person from your past. Quite often, a Queen of Swords or a King of Swords is somebody's ex. But this is somebody who's finally looking within for those answers and trying to figure out how to make amends or be more measured in their approach to relationships. What's up, Fortune? I'm doing well. How are you? Eight of Wands, the Moon in the reverse, and the Ten of Cups in the reverse. I think they're taking action after having had a conversation that really elucidated for them what was going on. It's like, am I the villain? Am I the problem? Oh my gosh, I'm the problem? I think we had somebody maybe even talk with a therapist or have a conversation with a friend. This is a reality check. Okay, so maybe I need to work on some things. Maybe the reason things didn't work out in that relationship or maybe even that job is I got to work on some stuff. Two of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. What is it that made them make this change, though? This Two of Swords situation. You might be the reason, actually. I think it's because you walked away. You walked away, and this person is finally willing to look at themselves. So this could be somebody who maybe they were not the best with accountability. Maybe they never apologized to you. Maybe they were very stubborn. They may not have wanted to take you seriously with certain conversations, but there's something here that they've finally accepted as truth. This is over, or this was how things happened, or we were on a break. They have stopped fighting something and realized that maybe the reason you walked away, or maybe the reason things didn't work out between the two of you, is not as convenient for them as they would like, but they do have the ability to work on this, right? They do have the ability to address these things. Hi, Upper Echelon. Hello, Karma Angel. How are you? Are you insulting me? Oh, those are always fun for me. You're welcome here regardless, but I might mute you if you're talking about me. Hello, how's it going, Aquarius? I hope you're having a good day. Yeah, that's funny. So we've got the Ten of Wands and the King of Cups in the reverse. Like, just real quick though, if you get insulted or triggered by my readings, even though I really do wish well on everyone, anyone who's going through their healing journey, I hope you get there, right? But if you can't handle the truth, you could just like leave the reading. But people kind of, they call themselves out sometimes. This Ten of Wands and King of Cups in the reverse is confirmation that what has changed, the catalyst that made this Queen of Swords decide, I really need to actually like look at what's going on within me before I can try to pursue a healthy relationship. I do feel like they're realizing that part of the reason they struggle with intimacy is because of something from their past that they have left relatively unhealed. And that has contributed to You know, the drama or the insecurity, the maybe controlling energy. This is the Pulp Tarot. That's rough. That's funny. What else do we have? Three of Cups in the reverse. Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Wands. I do think that this ex of yours is somebody that was creating an illusion. They did not want to be transparent or honest, maybe even with themselves. And I do think you would view this person as someone who got a bit defensive, somebody who didn't really like it if you were honest with them about what you felt was going on. They, I think, made things a little bit more combative with you than they needed to because of a lack of accountability. Hello, Bethany. I love it. Thank you for bringing that energy to my live chat. I would agree. We've got the Six of Pentacles and in the reverse and the Eight of Cups again. We just had that from the Edgar Allan Poe, and it talks about walking away. More importantly, we had the Eight of Wands get clarified by the Eight of Cups. Now we have a second Eight of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. The number 8 is important. August could be a really important month, or there's something that is happening in the next 8 days or 8 weeks. This is somebody who I feel knows that you walked away because they were not able to offer to you what you deserved, or they were not able to be emotionally available in the way that you were or that you wanted. And I think if they got angry initially or maybe even lashed out a little bit, they're progressing to the point where they understand you had to walk away. You couldn't change them. And they weren't the partner you needed. So it really does seem like we've got somebody who is being honest with themselves about how things actually happened between the two of you and what they could do to change going forward, how they could be a better partner. Six of Cups in the reverse, Page of Swords, High Priestess. You are a karmic for this person. You might think that that's like an insult, but that's not what it is. You showed this person a map they did not previously have access to. And it said, you are here. Emotional intimacy and happiness is over here. There might be a little bit of a moat or like some trees, maybe a cliff, a river, but you can get there. But you ain't there yet. I mean, you got to get there because it's not happening yet. You showed this person what they needed to work on, or that things weren't going to work until they addressed that. And I do think that there's some resistance to admitting the wisdom that you possess, but the reality is they do really look up to you. They do admire you. Some of you will find or will hear that your approach to life or how you interacted with this person has changed them, has inspired them to work on themselves. You got somebody who was extremely stubborn and defensive to finally look in the mirror and say, I could probably work on that. It might not seem like a big deal, but it is a big deal. This is the Fairy Lenormand. Hello, Zahid. How are you doing? Thank you, Lemonade. People are going to get so confused being like, where's Lemonade? Hello, Jim. How are you doing? Right back at you. I am hoping to get some readings done at the park today. Fingers crossed, since you all like those so much. You guys, this is why I grabbed the Fairy Lenormand. We've been missing the whip, haven't we? And the Mountain. Look, we all understand what it is to avoid something that's unpleasant. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to procrastinate. I don't want to take the trash out. I don't want to vacuum. I don't want to whatever, right? And we have a fairy that's putting fingers in their ears saying, la, 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 I can't hear you. This is somebody who, when you were dating them or when you were with them, did not want to hear your side of the story. I see it. I know what it is. I don't need to do what you say. Defiant, right? So you decided to walk away, and that presented them with that Two of Swords or this Mountain. Are you going to change, or are you just going to continue to do the same thing over and over again? Because it did hurt when you walk away. All right, so if you're new to my channel, when I see the whip, there's 3 of them in all of my cards. I tell a joke, and it's been a while, so I'm glad to see it. It only comes out from the Lenormand decks that I have. Again, there's 3 of them. So, the whip. No, not the whip. The whip. No, please, not the whip. The whip. No, please, anything but the whip. Anything? The whip. So, they are going through it. Sorry, I have to check on my table again. It's a leaf. And it's like, oh, see, I'm glad it was like, okay. They have been avoiding healing. They have been avoiding contemplation, thinking about what really happened. They didn't want to be honest with themselves that they got some work to do. What? No, I'm perfect. I don't need to change anything. Everyone loves me. I'm great. Is probably never true. Okay? Like, the sooner we accept that there's always somebody who doesn't like how you do things, the better off we are. You can't please everyone, but you can hold yourself to a high standard. This is the Voyage of the Soul. Guides, receive clarity, open mind, open and crown chakra, and enchantment. Captivated, romance, charm, dazzling, fairy tales, and surprise. This is somebody who doesn't seem to realize that, or maybe they recently have, that when they go through this contemplation or introspection, that there are good things that happen to them because they've chosen that path. They have so easily avoided accountability for a long time that they didn't really imagine that maybe things actually get better after you deal with that. You know? How's it going, dude? That's funny. So we've got justice, decisions, fairness, review, laws, and consequences. They wanted to be mad about why you walked away until they really thought about it and realized that maybe you had a point. Maybe you were right to walk away. Magic, alchemy, shaman, worlds, orbs, fairies, and trees. This is somebody who has seen you take your pain and transmute that pain. You have given them an idea. You planted a little seed because you were able to go through this healing, and they've kind of been wondering, like, how is it that you can do that? Like, why are you so magical? How come you're able to just like move on or transfer your energy, right? It's like they want to emulate you. They want to do it too. Ancestors, foundation, root, family, lineage, and security. And empath, sensitivity, receptive, alone time, absorb, and replenish. So they're taking time to themselves, and I feel like it's because they know that's what you would do. They're trying to be like mini me, like they're trying to just be like you because they've seen how powerful you are when you walk away from things. So again, you've like taught this person something, even if it seems like they didn't learn anything. Sometimes it's a little bit of like a delayed onset education. Can I say that? Am I offending you? I'm sorry if I offend people. I'm not trying, usually. Yeah, exactly. Too busy high-fiving. This is the situations deck. And you may hear a stomach growl. I haven't eaten yet, you guys. I'm sorry. I know. I need to work on that. So we've got desire and hamster wheel in the reverse. The X, our Queen of Swords, remember, don't get too caught up on gender. That could be anyone, right? They were a little bit more comfortable with physical intimacy, but when it came to emotional intimacy, that like made their brain go haywire. They couldn't handle it. If everything is just about the physical, I can handle that. But once we start talking about emotions, then I'm like, no. Then it's like the fembots in Austin Powers, like, can't handle it. Hamster wheel in the reverse. This is somebody who the world makes sense to them when they have money and when they're connecting with somebody in a physical sense. But those tactile things, those have been their focus. They're probably pretty comfortable financially, or they're the kind of person where if things get kind of difficult, they know, like they got street smarts. They know how to improve their situation, or, well, I could sell this. I do think there's a level of intelligence here. They just didn't really want to have that emotional intelligence, really. Hello, AJ. How are you doing? Hello, Galaxy King. Well said. Well said. It's almost like nobody's ever walked away from her. It could be. I would not be surprised if this Queen of Swords was absolutely shocked that you had the strength to walk away from them. So we have the TikTok card and the unconditional love card. I mean, this is interesting because it kind of contradicts the world card at the very beginning, which made me feel like we finally got somebody who's moving on. We finally have somebody who's letting go. That's great. It's so refreshing to get to that point, right? Where, okay, now you can look at the world with new eyes, right? No worries, AJ. No, we are less than 24 hours away from that, though. So I'm very excited. Peggy, stop. That's funny. Why are you making me blush like that? Look, we've got somebody who realizes that the way that you treated them, the way that you loved them was genuine, okay? And you walked away. They can't just like go to, a random bar and find someone like you. They can't just like go to church and find someone like you. You are a diamond in the rough, and that's why you've motivated them to work on something. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Now, I know I started out this reading saying they're finally moving on, but I don't know, you guys. I think they know you're actually moving on. And the fact that you've been so like serious about it and not willing to go back and forth on it, they're freaking out. This is what's motivating them to change. And I think they want to try to find a way to eke out a win. If I did everything I was supposed to, then would you come back? But some of you were like, what? You waited till now? We've been talking about this how long? And now you want to do things? Now you want to work on stuff? Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, okay, so here's the thing. They don't like people in general. They don't, okay? They don't trust people. They don't want people to be close to them. And when they find somebody that they do really like you, it's hard for them to walk away. You walked away because they weren't treating you like you were a part of their inner circle. They weren't emotionally available or comfortable with that kind of intimacy. But now they're realizing that's exactly what they want. Like, oh, wait, come back. Come back. I don't know if it's going to work. Let's get a few from, this is the Tarot of the Nile. Hello, Meme. How are you doing? Yeah, I think that's absolutely fair. Hello, Chance. How are you doing? What else do we have? Another world. Magician in the reverse. Queen of Cups. So I do feel like you are the Queen of Cups, regardless of your gender, because you do have that comfort with, like, yeah, I got emotions. What of it? Like, we can talk about it. I'm not scared of them. I can process them. You're comfortable with emotions, talking about them, relationships. We all have things we need to work on, but this is not one of the things that you've had to work on, or that you need to, I should say. This is why you felt like things were just not going to work with this person. If you're not going to fix that, then I don't know. It's like we don't speak the same language, right? So you basically were willing to be honest with yourself that they weren't going to fix that thing. They weren't going to address that. So, okay, I'll be honest with myself. You're seen as wise. You got yourself out of a situation because you didn't see it getting any better. You didn't want to be stuck. And I'm telling you, I do think that for many of you, this Queen of Swords did not expect you to walk away, because most people don't walk away from them. Four of Cups and the Devil. Hold on, I'm really confused. How come you're not obsessed with me? How could you just walk away like that? Most people are like obsessed with me for like at least 3 years. Like, it's only been 2. What's going on? How did you get over me like that? You got this person all confused. Like, wait, but I thought you loved me. They don't understand how you could either have gotten over them or love them and still be able to walk away. Another 8. The 8 of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the 9 of Cups in the reverse. I think you were able to very clearly communicate to this person that you have standards. You have expectations. They don't seem unreasonable to me. And if this person can't meet those, then it's not what you want. You're not going to stay around and like settle for a connection that doesn't meet your standards. They're so confused because it's like, but I thought you were in love with me. I'm sorry, I don't get it. How could you walk away? A bar in church. Y'all are funny. Hello, Voyager. How are you doing? Hello, Hayden. Hello, Candace. How's it going? What else do we have? We have the 10 of Wands in the reverse. 3 of Swords. Wheel of Fortune. Death in the reverse. So look, here's the thing. This is somebody who is heartbroken over the fact that you walked away. And initially they wanted to blame you. And over time, or, finally they have decided or been honest with themselves. It was me, wasn't it? Oh, I was the problem. Did I do that? Oops. Maybe if I work on it, then I could change the situation and actually get that person back. So yes, you've guessed it. They feel like there is still like 10 seconds on the clock and they could maybe make this free throw. I mean, shoot your shot, I guess, right? I think they're looking forward to showing you that they've made some progress, but that might not be enough for some of you, right? Yes. Yes. I think you are right, meme. I think they did have like a 3 strikes and you're out. And now they're like, how about a fourth one? Right? Like Taco Bell has fourth meal. Can we? Right? Don't they do that, right? I don't really eat Taco Bell, you guys. Maybe they don't talk about that, but that was a big thing. We got strike and the Page of Pentacles. 6 of Wands in the reverse and the Empress in the reverse. I think for many of you, you have already started a new chapter in your life. You're not interested in revisiting this connection, even if they have been able to make changes. I think you would be happy for them. You might not be opposed to seeing them, but you're not interested in like seeing them naked. Well, no, it's just like, there's too much there. So we have 6 of Wands in the reverse and the Empress in the reverse. For many of you, you feel like this is just somebody who's trying to find a way to keep you on the back burner. They want to manipulate you back because you were able to actually walk away. You may assume that this person's lying to you about what progress they've made. King of Pentacles, 4 of Swords. They have been healing. They have been working on their stability. So I'll tell you this, like, I do think they have actually done the work. Have they done all of the work? No, no one has. We all still have work to do, okay? But I guess what I'm saying is you don't have to feel guilty if for you that ship has sailed. If you're not interested in seeing what's going on with this person, you got nobody you need to explain that to. That's your choice. But for some of you, this person has really done the work you were hoping they would have done earlier on. And they may kind of tempt you back around if you feel like it would be different. 9 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords, Page of Cups in the reverse, and the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. I would caution you, most of you are not going to be interested in this. Some of you will be, and some of you will be disappointed if you pursue this because it kind of feels like a little bit of a rush job on healing. I do feel like they've made differences and changes, but they may be, how do I want to say this? It's like, you know how there are recipes where they give you the option to bake it in the oven or you could put it in the microwave. This is somebody who did their healing in the microwave. We all know it's better in the oven. Come on. What else do we have? Hello, Lee. How are you doing? Yeah, so they are leaving this karmic lifestyle behind and they are jumping through hoops. What do I have to do to get you back? What do I have to do to make this right? Let's figure it out. Exactly, Divine Diamond. I don't blame you. I don't even heat up my leftover. Well, that's not entirely accurate. Let's say you got some real nice leftovers from like, I don't know, a steak place or Name your favorite food place. A lot of food you could just pop in the oven, and that's way better than the microwave. Just saying. Anyways, obviously I'm hungry. I can't stop talking about food. I don't comprehend what this connection, or sorry, I didn't comprehend what this connection was until it was too late. They didn't make changes because they felt like they didn't have to. And then they realized you're the kind of person that people do change for. But they chose somebody who was easy. And I said it. I'm not necessarily talking about physically, although you can apply it. Shoe fits, whatever. This is somebody who didn't require that they do the emotional work, and they decided to hang out with that person instead of you because it was easier. But the grass was greener because it was fake. They want that real love that they found with you, and that requires work. So it's a choice. Do you want the fake stuff, the microwave dinner, or do you want the real dinner? Are you going to like put the turkey in the oven, whatever it is, right? They can't forget about you because you gave them unconditional love, a real love, as opposed to microwave love. I'm sorry, Lemonade, you do you. Yep. Sorry. Hello, Matt. How are you doing? You eat leftovers cold? Do you also drive without listening to music? Yo, like mashed potatoes cold with like gelatin gravy? Mm-mm. Come on, my guy. What are you talking about? What? Oh gosh. This one is following us around, you guys. There was a short that I posted, I think that was yesterday, about an impossible secret, I think is what I called it. There's a hidden pregnancy here. Oh, good. And a love spell. I thought this wasn't going to be a juicy, scandalous reading, and now we got the pregnancy and the love spell and the people who are struggling financially. I gotta be honest, this person's working on stuff, but they still got a lot of stuff to work on. This is like when somebody says, hey, I've been working on cleaning my house. You want to come take a look? And like they've only gotten like 15% done. And you're like, yay, keep it going. But like, it still smells weird over there. They have done a lot of work. They deserve a high five for going through this healing. They are serious about it. But I'm not going to lie, this is not something you do in like 2 days and then you're like, I'm all done. I did it, you guys. Where's the party? Who's going to celebrate? Most healing is not an overnight thing. Most healing is like weeks, months. Everything you said was true. I just never admitted it. Yeah, I get that. Sometimes it's just a logistics thing, right? Player energy. This person struggles with commitment. Do y'all love that typo as much as I do? Unworthy. I said it. I know you're thinking it. Right after the player energy? Like, come on. That's quality. So we have divine whistleblower. So here's the thing. You called this person out. You told them what wasn't working out for you. And that was actually really useful information for them, even if at the time they dismissed it. You told them what they needed to work on, or you've inspired them because you've worked on things that they need to work on. They don't feel like they're worthy of your forgiveness. They have been doing I think they've been pretty dedicated to healing, but they still have more they need to do. And they really did make a mess of things. I'm not going to lie. If they're still coming out with the player energy, There's still something here about insecurity that they need to address because they rely on external validation, which is just like the wrong kind of fuel, you know? All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. I'm gonna go eat some food. Hello, Drew. How are you doing? And I hope to see you on my next reading. Toodles.